What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Turbo today at the request of Fabio. We're doing this for you, my friend. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? Here we are at about 0049, right at about half a cent with 8 hours, 42 minutes left in this, the day, the 25th of May here. Consolidating like this, generally, whenever I see this kind of behavior, it almost looks like you're rolling over. It almost looks like you're rolling over. I would anticipate like a kind of big move down, but I don't think you're rolling over. It almost looks like it wants to roll over, but really it's like you're in this really tight consolidation phase here. You might get a fake out to the downside. You might see some kind of break that looks like it's going to break out to the downside, but then you find support right where you found support before, right where you found resistance before back here, and some support back in this area maybe. I mean, you might be finding support right here for all we know. But I don't think you'll break out to the downside. Let's talk about that first in case we do. Low to high. If you were to go lower, my expectation at the lowest would be 0036. At the lowest, okay? 0036 would be the lowest you'd go to. I have a hard time seeing you do that because from the current price, that would imply that you're going to drop 27%. I don't see Bitcoin dropping too much from here, right? Maybe Bitcoin from here, if it were to go lower, maybe it's down at the most like 5%. Not even a 5% move. I have a hard time seeing Turbo drop 27%. A top performing coin drop 27% if Bitcoin only drops 5%. If Bitcoin drops 5% or less, if it drops like 3% or 4%, could Turbo drop 8%? Sure, I could see that happening, but I highly doubt. At this point in time, 0036 I accept is the lowest price that you could go to, and it could happen. It's possible. I just doubt it. I think really what you do is, if you are to go lower from here, and we'll see if you are, 0045363, that's likely the area that you'd find support at, somewhere around these lows here. But let's analyze this on a short-term basis and see if that's the case. Okay, looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here, 1 hour RSI, looks bad. It looks pretty bad. It looks like you want to go lower. So lower, you probably do go. You just broken out of these lows. You're right at these lows here, and you look like you want to go lower. So lower, you will go. Absolutely. 4 hour time frame also looks bad. So you're probably going to go down. Rejecting the 50 after finding support on the oversold zone, not a good look, right? You saw something similar over here, right? Found support, rejected the 50, didn't even get into the oversold zone, but still found support, right? Rejected the 50, and then you still went lower. So we're just doing that here right now. I would think this time you do get into the oversold zone, so I am expecting a little bit of a breakout from here. But again, just a little bit. So I really am confident that you're going to hold that 236 area, that 004, whatever it was, something at these lows. I think that you're going to hold this. You're probably in some kind of horizontal box. I'm not drawing the best line, but you're probably in some kind of box like this, and you're just getting ready to break out from there. You're going to hit the bottom of the box, probably consolidate around there, give people a chance to FOMO and fake themselves out, panic to the downside, right? Think that it's going to drop. And then come Tuesday, we'll probably start moving back up. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll break out and we'll see some phenomenal growth for Turbo. I do expect that we're going to move up to the upside. But if you go down, again, the lowest I'd give you is 0036. I believe it was 0036 is the lowest that I'd give you there. So daily RSI does look bearish at the moment. It looks pretty damn fierce to the downside. With this idea of going a little bit lower, you could bounce right off the 40, and that would be a good look, man. If you go just a little bit lower and you close today, tomorrow, whatever day at those low areas, you'll get set up for a bounce right off the 40, and that actually be a very bullish circumstance to be in. Turbo does like to bounce off the 40. It likes to bounce off just a little bit below the 40, so depending on where we go, I might not be completely accurate on where the RSI will be, but something in that 40 area to bounce, that makes sense. That's what you do historically speaking. So overall, whenever you do move up, whenever you are ready to move higher, from a high to a low here, you found resistance at your golden ratio. Oh, hold on now. Yeah, it's very common when you find resistance up here to go to your 0.5. And that's probably where you're going to go. All these things lining up right there. That 0.5 lines up very well with the 236 here, low to high right here. Yeah, it's perfect. That 236 is literally barely above the 0.5 there. And you can go a little bit below the 236, but just a little bit. And that 0.5 is just a little bit below. It makes so much sense. Yeah, you're going to go to 00444, 00443, somewhere in that area. And then you're going to continue to move up higher. My expectation would be that Turbo, it's set off, what's the word I'm looking for? It's set a nice pace. It's got people enticed and excited right here. The expectation might be that it moves up at the same pace coming out, and it might. It's possible. But with these fibs, I would anticipate that you probably stop somewhere around the 886, maybe even between the 886 and the 100, just because this is such a bullish phase consolidation. Typically, I would expect that you go to the 786, 886, but I'm giving you the 886, 100, so a little bit above average what I would normally expect here. that would imply that your next move, before you consolidate again, right? You've been consolidating now since April 23rd. I don't know if you're going to consolidate for a whole month up here, but I would expect you consolidate for a little bit of time, right? Maybe something like this, maybe just a little bit of time, something like that, to the upside. Nothing too crazy, but I would expect that you do move up and you consolidate a little bit between 1.1 to 1.44 cents, something up there, right? So you're going to find support here and then move up there, probably find some turbulence, and then continue on your merry way to new all-time highs. You will go to new all-time highs, but I think by the end of May, you stand to really, and I mean, the way I have it drawn, it's not like it'd be by the end of May. By the end of May, which is right here, right, I really do think that you stand a chance of moving up to this area here. Like you're gonna move fast like this. I just don't think that it'll be as big overall, if I'm right in my expectations. Something between 1.1 to 1.44 cents is your next target area when it comes to moving to the upside. So between this price here, you're probably going to go a little bit lower so that the overall growth will be more than this, but 120%, 200%, something like that by the end of the month from the current price, I would expect that happens, yeah. Whenever it comes to going past that, whenever it comes to seeing new all-time highs, Turbo is going to go to 2.7 cents, 6.2 cents, and maybe even beyond that. I want to measure actually from here and just get a gauge as to what that kind of growth will be. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Yeah, something between 6.2 to 2.7 cents. That's where you're going to go. I like the idea of going. You'll probably see prices above 4 cents. I'm very much under that expectation now. So above 4 cents will give you something. If not a 10x move or more, you'll at least get something that's like an 8x or more is what my expectation would be from the current price, let alone if it goes a little bit lower. So that's my expectations with Turbo. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. Weekly RSI looks fine. Rejecting the 60 is fine. Let's go down a little bit lower and find support off the 50. You've done that before. Each time you find support on the 50, it's a good thing. So come down here, find support, rip up to the overbought zone, and whenever you do see that move that takes you to the overbought zone, that will reflect directly with this move that takes you to new all-time highs. Whenever you get to new all-time highs, you'll be at 2.7 to 6.2 cents. I'm thinking somewhere closer to maybe like 4 to 6 cents if I had to guess. Probably above 4 cents, but below 6 cents if I really had to guess. Maybe even I would go a step further and say below 5 cents. But at the highest, I'd see 6.2 cents. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Looks like you want to take a little bit of a spill, but just a little bit. Nothing to be too intimidated by, right? These lows will hold you up, and these highs will not hold you down the next time that you come to them. I would expect, we're on the 4-hour time frame. What, you're going to like... Yeah, man. I mean... Maybe. If you're not at the prices that I think you are by the end of the month, which my expectation, right? I was saying high to low here. My expectation was 1.1 to 1.44 cents by the end of the month of May. If you're not there by the end of the month of May, maybe you're there in the first week of June. Maybe I'm wrong on the timing, but I'm not going to be wrong on the price. That's where I think it's going to go. Okay, bye-bye.